Hello, welcome once again to Papa Nick's Music. I am, as always, your host, Papa Nick Lewis, and today I'm following up on a video from a few weeks ago where I gave you my top 10 Kinks albums. Most of that top 10 list was, most of that list comprised albums that were released, excuse me, in the late 70s through the 80s. Because that's it, when it comes to Kinks albums, I like their later albums better than their earlier albums. For me, the Kinks in the '60s were, in my head, they are a singles band in the '60s. I have very few of their '60s albums. What I have instead for '60s music is stuff like the anthology that they released here a few years ago. Um, I've got just a buttload of compilations, the Kinks Chronicles and stuff like that. Because when I'm looking at the '60s Kinks songs, I'm thinking in terms of the singles, the individual songs, rather than the full albums. So today, I want to go back and I want to mine those '60s songs, and I'm going to give you my top 10 Kinks singles from the '60s. Um, Before we get into this, two words. First, our unofficial sponsor of Papa Nick's Music is, as always, Schoferhofer Beer. That's good beer. And then secondly, we have to do the subjectivity notice. Um, Artistic appreciation is, by definition, subjective. There is no such thing as objectively good or objectively bad music. There is only music that I like, music that I don't like. So these are going to be my 10 favorite singles from the Kinks from the '60s. I'm not saying that they are the objectively best singles ever recorded or any nonsense like that. These are my 10 favorites. Your list may be different. It may be different in degree. You pretty much agree with the 10. You just would put them in a different order. It may agree substantially. There will be songs that I've included here that you wouldn't include, and that's fine. That's a wonderful conversation to have. Nothing but happiness and roses and sunshine comes from talking about an art form with people who like the same art form. As long as we don't go into that conversation thinking that one of us must be objectively right or objectively wrong. So let's avoid that, okay? When I first started getting ready to do this, I ran through all of I decided first off that I was going to limit myself to singles. And I went through all of the singles and just, essentially, I went through this track list of these 5 CDs and picked out all the songs that I thought were worthy of being top 10. And then I went through and I double checked to make sure that they were all singles. And I had a list of about, close to 30 songs, close to 30 songs. Some of them were B-sides. So, that's, and then whittled that down to this list of 10. So there are going to be a lot of songs that I could have very well included here. So, so I'm not going to argue too much if you think that there are songs that I missed, because chances are good. I mean, it barely missed making the 10. Okay, are we ready? Let's go. Coming in at number 10, I think a lot of fans would put this one higher, because I think of all of the songs on this list, this one made the biggest splash. It had the biggest effect on music. And that is the single that started it all. You Really Got Me from 1964. You Really Got Me it's a great song. It's a great up-tempo pop rock song. And more importantly, it introduces the idea, I think, of a hard rock guitar, that heavy distorted sound. And Dave Davis, as I said in the album ranking video, or the top 10 albums video that I did of the Kinks, I think Dave deserves a lot of credit for his almost single-handed contribution to rock music there. when all is said and done, though, I don't think this song is as good is as good as the others. It's on here because it had such a big impression. I had to include it in the top 10. But I think in terms of the overall quality of the song, the quality of the recording, and all of that sort of stuff, it is the least of these 10. Still a fantastic song, though. Coming in at number 9, excuse me. At number 9, we've got from 1965, Where Have All the Good Times Gone? Which barely sneaks in here because I did decide to limit myself to singles, but this was a B-side, so it was the B-side to Till the End of the Day. Till the End of the Day almost made the top 10, but I like Where Have All the Good Times Gone better than Till the End of the Day. So, Where Have All the Good Times Gone? Number 9. Number 8, we've got from 1965, See My Friends. I really like See My Friends. I love the melody of this. It has this, see my friends laying across the river. It's got this kind of motion to the melody that I find very soothing. I like listening to this thing. I think it is a calming song. And I also like the vocal harmonies. I think this is the song itself. I don't know that it's top of the line songwriting, but I love the performance, and I do like that melody line. I like it. It's like laying on an air mattress in a pool, and that gentle rocking motion. I love See My Friends. Coming in at number 7, one of the things I like about Ray Davis as a songwriter is that he's got a good sense of humor and he's not afraid of using it. And if we're talking about good sense of humor in a Kinks song, if we're talking about comedy in a Kinks song, then we are talking about 1966's Dedicated Follower of Fashion. I love this song. Oh, and when he pulls his frilly nylon panties right up tight, he feels a dedicated follower of fashion. Just any song that has the phrase frilly nylon panties is gonna it's gonna get a thumbs up from me. Number 7, Dedicated Follower of Fashion. Number 6, we have another song that's got that kind of soothing melody that I like so much in See My Friends, and that's from 1968, Days. The thing I like about Days, the reason why it's coming in a couple of notches higher than See My Friends, even though I would say essentially the same thing about them musically, Days has some wonderful vocal harmonies in it. It's a good song. I love the recording of this thing. I like the performance of it. Days, number 6. Okay, now that we're in the top 5, up to this point, these are songs that I really like. They're songs that I enjoy listening to, but like You Really Got Me, I don't know that they're songs that I have a great deal of respect for in terms of the quality of the songwriting. I'm not saying that they're bad songs. It's just I don't know that they are like head and shoulders good, right? Good singles, yes. Nice, fun songs to listen to, yes. But are they songs that people would listen to, say, 50 years from now in a music appreciation class? Yeah, I don't think so. From here on out, my top 5, I think these are songs that people are going to be listening to 50 years from now when they are talking about the quality music that was done in this time period. And number 5, I've got a song off of the Arthur album from 1969, and that is Victoria. I really like Victoria. I think that it's got a nice a nice beat. I mean, that's my note. Nice beat, and it's like, oh man, could I have come up with a more shallow way to sum up Victoria? But it's got a nice propelling sound to it that I really like. I like Victoria. That's a roll the windows down and crank the stereo up kind of a song, I think. Coming in at number 4, one I think of Ray Davis's better compositions in terms of the music is from 1966, Sunny Afternoon. I love this song. It's musically, I think this is a wonderful song. I think it's built well. I think the interplay of verses and chorus is fantastic. I really like Sunny Afternoon. Um, That's my note. Wonderful music. 1966, Sunny Afternoon. Okay, number 3. Um, I pointed out as I was talking about in my top 10 Kinks albums video that I'm not a big fan of the album Village Green Preservation Society, which is a very commonly highly regarded Kinks album. I think I'm unusual in that I think it's a mediocre album for the most part. But boy, howdy, does it have a gem on it. And the gem on Village Green Preservation Society from 1969, my number 3 song, Picture Book. Oh my God, do I love Picture Book. The music has these wonderful surprises. Is it a key change or is it just a left turn? I mean, musically this thing is wonderfully complicated, even though it's a fairly short song. And the lyrics are wonderful. Pictures of each other to prove they loved each other. I mean, that's just such a nice image. Such a well phrased image. I love Picture Book. It's a great song. Picture Book, number 3. Now, time for a Schofferhofer break. That's good beer. My top 2 songs are not just my 2 favorite Kinks songs, or my 2 favorite Kinks singles of the 60s. They are 2 of my, I think, best songs ever written. If I'm going to make my Papa Nick's Music Top 100 the best songs I have ever heard in my life, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? List. These 2 songs are going to be on that list. These 2 songs are likely to be in the top 10 of that list. These 2 songs possibly will both crack the top 5 of that list. I have immense respect for both of these songs. I am not saying I've got a tie here because no, I definitely like my number 1 better than my number 2. But I like both of these songs better than the overwhelming majority of music that I've ever heard in my life. Coming in at number 2 from 1967, Autumn Almanac. Oh my God, do I love this song. My note here is same note as Picture Book, but exponentially better. The music of Autumn Almanac is extremely complex. I mean, particularly for a 1960s pop tune, but it's an extremely complex chord progression that is also, it's complex, but it's not complex for the sake of being weird. I mean, it's complex in service to a fairly simple melody, but it's complex. I love Autumn Almanac. I love the music. I love the lyrics. When I first started learning how to play the guitar back when I was in college, Autumn Almanac was one of the songs that I wanted to be able to play. And practiced it, and finally I was able to dumb down the song enough that I could actually get through it. I still love the song. Autumn Almanac, number 2. I adore that song. But my overall number 1 here, my favorite Kinks single, probably my favorite Kinks song out of the catalog, and one of my favorite songs of all time is also from 1967, Waterloo Sunset. I talked about Waterloo Sunset back in the in the top 10 video that I did, the top 10 Kinks album video that I did. The presence of Waterloo Sunset was why I allowed that 60s album into the top 10. I love Waterloo Sunset. It's just such a pretty song. The melody is, I usually say beautiful, right? Because I've got a bunch of these words that mean virtually nothing because they're so vague, they're so general. But it's a pretty tune. It's a very delicate tune, and the lyrics are also delicate. It's the images in the song to me are wistful, sad, but hopeful. Yeah, it's the lyrical equivalent of very fragile lace. And you've got just those stunningly beautiful harmony vocals from Dave Davis in there as well. I cannot heap enough praise on Waterloo Sunset. Oh my God, do I love that song. So that's my top 10. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell me no. Tell me no. No, that's the Zombies. Let me know down below how I did. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree, if there are other songs that you'd put in here. I love having that conversation. Thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and click the like button. If you haven't subscribed, then go ahead and click the subscribe button, the notification. You just click everything that you can click down there. Just click it. Have fun. Have a party down there. Thanks again for watching, and I hope that the rest of your day is bright. See you soon.